good morning everyone, and welcome once again to another episode on Talk Show Weekend Podcast Show. I'm so happy and I'm really delighted to be live on the show today, and you're live with Sanusi Rebecca Titilayo. So all I need you to do this morning is just to sit down, relax, and let us enjoy today's show together. It's another 8th episode as usual, and of course today we're going to be learning a lot that is really pertaining to hers. Okay, on the comments box I said good morning and welcome to another 8th session live on Talk Show. I'm so delighted to have you live my show today, and sincerely I'm really excited and I'm really delighted. Every show is a blast for me because I'm always excited to be live on the show, and I'm always excited to be live, not just me alone, with people having me live on their show. It's a whole lot for you to just click that link and let me join Titi this morning. Yes, I'm really excited. I do not take all this for granted. Of course, you're gonna be learning a lot from me today, and I'm also going to be learning from you today. So I will need you to drop your response on the comments box. I'll need you to introduce yourself if you are live with me on the show today. Okay, so I will need you to sign in. Kindly sign in. Okay, signing in is for you to be here. That is, you click the link, and if you are here with me live on the show, that means you've signed in. Now, there's one more thing I will need you to do for me. I will need you to drop your comments on this topic that we are discussing today. We'll be discussing handling discrimination. Okay, I will explain why we are discussing this as time goes on. As we discuss alongside, I will explain why we are discussing this topic. Okay, so have you ever been discriminated before? We would love you to gist us on the comments box. We love to hear your experience and how you coped. So this morning I'm not going to be doing these shows alone. We'll be doing it together with my listeners on the show today. So I would love you to introduce yourself on the comments box if you are live with me on the show today. Okay, we'll take a short break now, and I will be back for the fun fact about Earth as usual. Don't go away, please. Okay, research shows that handwriting things can help improve your memory. There was a research carried out by the Indiana University comparing handwriting to typing and which one is more better. And as a result of that research, they were able to discover that when you handwrite things, your memory is improved. Why is your memory getting better? Because handwriting something that actually requires different cognitive processes, and in the process of that, it helps you boost your memory. So please, you are highly advised that you do more of writing things down compared to typing things down. Okay, and research also shows that laughing is good for your heart and can increase blood flow by 20%. So I will need us to involve ourselves in laughing. Ensure you take time to laugh. You're not just laughing because you're excited, you're laughing because apart from the enjoyment, the everything, the fancy about laughing, laughing also is also good for your heart and help to increase your heart flow. Your heart, there's a flow of blood, so it helps in the movement of blood, the flow of blood, and by 20%. So I will advise us to invest our time in laughing. Please, nothing should make you sad. Don't allow anything to make you sad. Always be joyful. Always be joyful. Okay, we'll take a short break also once again, and I'll be back as we discuss the topic handling discrimination. Don't go away, please. Are you just joining us on the program? You are welcome, and you're presently live on Talk Show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the remaining parts of today's program. Are you just joining us on the program? You are welcome, and you're presently live on Talk Show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the remaining parts of today's program. Okay, welcome back. If you're live with me on the show, like I said earlier, I will love you. Please and please introduce yourself on the comments box. Please say something on the comments box. See, it's not enough for you to just download our stuffs and go. Don't just download and go. It's very important that you say something on the comments box. Let's have your feedback. Let's hear how the podcast episode was useful for you. Please and please, I'm begging every downloader of our podcast episode to always ensure that they drop a comment. Always let us know if our episode was able to help you out. It's there's a reason why you actually click the link, and we would love to know if your expectation were met. So please and please, feedbacks is very important. So please, we advise you, we really urge you, let me use the word advice, to please help us out by dropping in your response whenever you download our podcast episode. Let's know what you have to say concerning the topic of discourse. And if you're live with me on the show, so you're live with TikTok show Sanusi Rebecca, and I'm really excited to have you. And I would love you to drop your response on this question that is on the comments box begging for answer. Have you ever been discriminated before? Gist us on the comments box. We love to hear your experience and how you cope. But in a case whereby you've never had that experience before, you can still drop your response on the comments box by telling us what you feel, your opinion as regarding the topic of discourse. It will be highly valued, like I said earlier, and it will be highly appreciated. Just do us the favor by dropping your response on the comments box. Okay, so quickly, let's discuss the topic, handling discrimination. Now, first off, we need to know what discrimination is all about, because the truth is that in a world where we are either knowing or unknowingly, there are some times whereby we tend to discriminate people. See, the truth is that sometimes we do some things, actions, we just say something, we do some things, and we don't most time consider the effect of our actions on people. That's why I'm telling us that discrimination sometimes it will be like, okay, you've never experienced discrimination before, but you might have been someone who has discriminated one person at one point in other, and that is why we are bringing this topic out, so that we can discuss about it, and of course we can tell us how to cope, and also tell us how to ensure that we don't go about discriminating people. Now, what is discrimination? Discrimination majorly is an unfair treatment of people on the basis of their gender, on the basis of their belief system too, can cause discrimination, because the truth is that we all grow up with different backgrounds, and we are all exposed to different informations, and as a result of that, we have different beliefs, we have different values, and because somebody does not agree with your values, you can tend to discriminate such, because the person does not believe what you believe. Things like discrimination can come up. So discrimination majorly is an unfair and unequal treatment of people and groups on the basis of age, gender, sexual orientation, belief system, and all. And it's also an inability to enjoy human rights or legal rights, either direct, indirectly. Now, this discrimination that we are talking about is a public health issue. It's an issue that is that is associated with the mental and emotional health. Like now, for example, I've always emphasized on my show that the health is actually it's not only about the physical. The health, when we say health is actually well-being, the physical, the mental, and the emotional well-being. This is to tell us that health actually cuts across every state of man: the physical health, the mental health, and the emotional health. So the health is not only about the physical health. There was a particular time I was talking on my show, I guess it was last week, I was telling us how that most times we tend to bother more about our physical health. You are wondering how you look. Oh my god, especially we ladies, sometimes we are really bothered about how we look. For example, maybe you have you have pimples on your eyes, that kind of thing, and you're a female. You just wake up in the morning sometimes and be looking at, oh my god, these pimples has not gone all this way. You'll be so concerned about how you look. This is just to tell us that we are very, very bothered about our physical health. You're concerned about your shape, you're concerned, of course it's very important that you're concerned on every part of your body, your physical well-being. But then the way you are concerned about your physical well-being, you should also not forget that the health is not just physical wellness. It cuts across your emotional wellness and of course your mental wellness, and that is why it's very important to pay attention to every part of your wellness to ensure that you are fine on every side. Okay, so having said that, we like to now. Okay, so I would like us to note. Okay, why are we now discussing this discrimination? Why are we talking about it on this show? We are talking about discrimination because discrimination affects our mental and emotional health. That's why we are discussing it, and that is why this show is about my health, your health. It's about your health, it's about my health, because the truth is that our health is very, very important to us. Now, why are we discussing this topic? Why are we looking at discrimination? We are looking at it because it affects our mental health, it affects our emotional health, and this discrimination can actually stir up strong emotions. In the process of being discriminated, it can stir up emotions. It can make you very angry, it can make you very, very sad, it can make you embarrassed, and the physical reaction, it can increases your blood pressure, your heart rate. There are some things that will happen to you that your heart will beat very fast. For example, if you are being talked to anyhow, there's a way your body will respond to it. You will be very, very sad, you will be beating, your heart will beat fast. This is to tell us that discrimination also, it affects our emotional health and it affects our physical health, it affects our mental health. The mental part of it is the stress. Now, research actually shows that people who face discrimination, they have higher stress rates. That is, they get stressed the more. Mental stress now, okay, they get stressed the more because they're always thinking about it. That's why we advise that you shouldn't dwell on. Of course, I will come back to that later. But then research actually proves that discrimination have a higher stress level compared to those who haven't. This is just in fact, the research also goes further to make us to see that discrimination causes anxiety, it causes depression, obesity, high blood pressure, substance abuse, and as a result of this, it affects our health. It affects our health generally, and this is why we are here to discuss what exactly discrimination is, how to cope with it, and with that we can apply it, and at the end of it we'll be fine physically, mentally, and stuff. Okay, like I said earlier, I dropped a question on the comments box. Please and please, if you're live on the show, I would love you to respond to it. Have you ever been discriminated before? Gist us on the comments box. We love to hear your experience and how you coped. But in case you don't want to share your experience with us, please, if you are later listening to this, download the podcast and you're listening, please, I would love you to still share your experience. Don't say the show has ended, I don't need to say anything again. No, don't just download our podcast episode. I'm saying it again. Please drop your response, say something on the comments box. We need your response, we need your feedback. There's no communication without feedback, so please don't just be downloading our podcast. Don't let us just open our wallpaper and we are seeing downloads, and we are not seeing any comments on the comments box. It's not fair enough to us and of course from you. So don't discriminate. So please and please just drop your response on the comments box. That's just the summary of what I have to say on that. Okay, so in the bit of discrimination, like I said earlier, discrimination is inability for you to enjoy your human rights, basic human rights, legal rights. And when people are being differentiated on equal treatment based on your age, based on your gender, you are not a female, you don't have access to work here because you are a female gender, you are a male gender, you can't do this, stuff like that actually causes discrimination. And as a result of that, there are